Hello, everybody. Welcome to the sixth alumni talk in the Arqus Alliance. The following conditions for use of the video conferencing application that will now be used are hereby communicated. So the session will be recorded to facilitate its subsequent viewing. Arqus Alliance will manage this recording and make them available to the students who require them. Also, they will located the recording in their platform. Attendees are advised to deactivate and disable the camera or microphone in the case they don't wish to be seen or heard by our participants. They may follow the session and participate via chat. It's provided to capture and record the session, as well as to reproduce or distribute in whole or in part, regardless of the medium or device used. Okay, so thank you very much. Here we have Javier Canas. Welcome, Javier, and thank you to be here with us today. Javier Canas is a telecommunications engineering and entrepreneur from Granada in Spain, and he's recognized for his innovative contributions to event management technologies. He co-founded Bracelit in 2017. Bracelit is a startup that developed an NFC-based wristband system designed to streamline event and venue management by facilitating access, control, and cashless payment. Under the leadership of Javier, Bracelit gained significant traction, leading to its acquisition by Wigo in December 2021. This strategic move enabled Wigo to enhance its platform, offering a more comprehensive service within the live music sector. So, Javier, thank you to be here. It's a pleasure see you again after all of this year, and we are wishing to listen you today.
Thank you very much, Anna. Hi, everybody. I'm Javier Canas, and yes, I co-founded Bracelit in 2017. Thank you also the Arqus Alliance for inviting me, and also the University of Granada for trusting in me over all these years. No? So what I want to introduce you here today is how to build companies or how to build products, nevertheless the situation you are. So you can build a startup, and you can also contribute as part of an organization as employee. So wherever you are placed on, you can impact in different aspects, in different stages, and in different phases. No? So first of all, this presentation, when I wanted to talk to you about anything that could add you value, I make this presentation with the AI. In this era, using AI is not negotiable, so everybody has to use it. So if you see any mistake or error, I didn't want to correct it. I think that it is we need to balance the pros and cons of the AI, So let's go to the focus. So yes, what I want to talk to you is how to navigate a journey creating things with confidence, but above all, accomplishing your personal and professional goals. No, for me, it is my aim here in this presentation. So let me introduce myself through my background. I started in Bracelit, co-founded Bracelit. Bracelit is a system for managing events through automation of payment and accesses. We used electronic IDs, often wristbands, bracelets, and typically these wristbands were used in festivals and different kind of events. In Bracelit, we founded a team of three co-founders. Then we raised money, and also we got clients as Google, Pernod Ricard, Viajes El Corte Inglés. So such big clients, no? Then I needed to move to Correos because pandemic crisis came and all the event market crashed, and we, the co-founders, need to survive. So I moved to Correos to manage the product area of fintech. So I was managing a quite huge team, about 20 people, doing the prepaid card program of Correos with more than 700,000 users. And after my journey at Correos, we got 1.5 million users. So it was like crazy success here at Correos. From Correos, I moved to Cefide. Cefide is a company. It's an electronic money institution, also from Granada, and it is not. I moved to Cefide because Cefide was the first investor of Bracelit, so the CEO wanted me to be part of his team. So he put in the table an offer that I couldn't reject, and that's why I moved to Cefide. But I had a lot of fun at Correos, actually. Cefide was acquired by Loomis, and that's why I entered to Cefide, because an acquisition operation should have been accomplished. So yeah, my role here in the product management was to establish all the banking as a service portfolio in order to sell the company to Loomis. And also we got a big client that it was Maud, where we build an structure of banking as a service, also acquiring system, very quite complex. And yes, and finally this stage finished with the acquisition of Loomis. No? Then with the acquisition of Loomis, I moved to NeoSmart. NeoSmart was in the past, because it doesn't exist anymore. It was an AI company focused on education and also divulgation of AI contents for professionals, for different professional areas. Here I was the first employee. I entered in the last year, and the company couldn't survive at the end of the year. So unfortunately, the first time I got fired, but so proud of it, so proud of being the first employee and to contribute building a team of over 25 people. No, it was a big growth, but a little bit uncontrolled. So that's why NeoSmart doesn't exist anymore. So now my journey stops me here at Impact Capital. Impact Capital is a fund on real estate, mainly in Spain, but also in Mexico. So here, Impact Capital invest in buildings typically. So they operate buildings. They create value on buildings. Then they look for different operators, and then they sell all these buildings. No, so now my aim here at Impact Capital is to implement a lot of automation in order to professionalize all the activity of the fund, and also being leading the investor portal that we are creating. All this has passed in 7 years. So what I want to say with this slide is like everything of my professional journey started from Bracelit. I got to Correos. I moved to Correos because of Bracelit, because we were developing a payment system in closed loop, and then I entered in Correos for developing them in open loop. From Correos, I went to Cefide, and Cefide was the first investor of Bracelit, so everything is the relation. During these two periods, we sold Bracelit. Bracelit was merged with WeGo. So here is my exit in Bracelit. No, I keep a bit of actions of equity here, but yeah, more representative than not relevant. At Cefide was acquired also by Loomis. Then I moved to Neosmart, and Neosmart, I was hired in Neosmart because I founded a startup too, and then the same with Impar Capital. No, so what I mean is like everything started on Bracelit. Bracelit entrepreneurship experience. Add a lot of value for being hard in different corporations. Nevertheless, the size of the company, but once you are entrepreneur, you are like a rare person that everybody wants. So it's easy for entrepreneurs to be hired by other companies because we are people that with different enthusiasm, with a lot of we want to create, to innovate, and to do things. The soft skills we acquired being entrepreneurs are immeasurable, no? It's very important, the soft skills, no? Okay, so stop talking about me. Why we are so special is because we are doers, we are controllers, and we are also passionate people. Entrepreneurs, we have to do things. We are not planning, we are not analyzing, we are doing things as our first priority, you know. Also, we are also controllers because controlling a company depends on your survival. So it's very important to have everything under control, because if not, you will die. And yes, we are so passionate about what we do every day, and we always are thinking about new things, about new strategies, about new products, about new features. So yes, being passionate. I also define passion like a person that who know how to sell things. So we when we speak with others with passion, we are selling or ourselves or our products or the company where we are working on. No? So be passionate. Live with passion for me. It is a skill that it is also non-negotiable for entrepreneur. Okay, so a little bit of context. Here in the startups in Europe, not in the world, sorry for that, startups in euros, we are creating around 10,000 startups per year. A lot of innovation for sure. The failure rate is quite high, 9 of 10 startups failed, and the first year, and 10%. So it is quite high, and 50 billions of venture capital is being raised in Europe. Instead, we have the SMEs, small and medium enterprises in Europe. More than 3 million SMEs are being created each year in Europe. The closing ratio, the failure ratio, is only the 7%, and 99% of the companies here in Europe are SMEs. So the SMEs are the companies that are creating most part of employment in Europe. Here you can see an example of the slides that has been created by the AI. Here it is not so real. This face, this these tests, not so fine. Okay, why am I telling you the contest comparing startups versus SMEs? Because before building anything, you need to know what do you want to be. Do you want what kind of business do you envision? What impact do you want to make, and what about the legacy? So it is very important to be sure about what do you want to build, because not necessarily you have to build a startup. A startup takes a lot of risks, and the probability says that it is not a good idea. But some success building a startup, no? But the SMEs, in contrast, it's much easier. It is much easier, and also they win money. So they are not going to win as much money as building a successful startup, but maybe they are not going to assume as many risks as building a startup. So for me, it is very important, this question. Not necessarily you have to build a software company. You can to build a bakery and then to expand it, and you can make a lot of money. And it is easier in an easier way, maybe, So it's very important to answer to these questions. So what kind of company do you want to build? Balance everything. Your own interest, your actual situation, and the risk you are ready to take. For sure, your vision and ambition. No? And for me, I love this question. What do you want to have in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? So I stop in this question because if you can answer to this question, you can plan for get that point. For example, in 5 years, I want to be earning 200,000 euros per year. So for that, I have to not only be a product manager, not only be a VP of product management, but I have to be VP of product management of a big corporation. So maybe, for example, MasterCard. I want to be VP of product management as MasterCard Spain. So what are the steps I have to go through for getting that the point, that I'm aiming, So it is very important this. If you can define where do you want to be in 5 years, then you can plan to achieve it. For me, it is very, very important to plan everything. Then there will be deviations, and the forecast won't accomplish most part of the times. But you have to plan everything. If a plan breaks, you have to replan it, but you have to work over a plan. You have to work doing actionable steps, creating a roadmap, guiding your process. That's how you are going to face the success. No, I'm not a guru of building startups, but I think that we made a lot of mistakes, and doing good plannings in the short, mid, and long term, it's very helpful to don't lose your focus, your North Star. So let's plan, no? For me, there are three pillars for planning, and yeah, that they compose a blueprint. There are only three pillars: product, economic in costs, product planning, and also sales planning. So, how much are you going to spend? How much are you going to earn? And what will be your product backlog and the features you are going to launch? So there are only three pillars. With these three pillars, you are going to build your marketing strategy. You are going to select the correct channels. You are going to build everything around these three pillars. So I made a little exercise about how I plan in a quick overview about one product. No? So it is a simple planning. Okay, cost expenditure. So this is these 3 years. Now I'm going to spend €5,000 per quarter. It is low amount, but well, it is a scenario invented, no? So €5,000 per quarter, €5,000, a little bit more, and in 3 years I are going to be spending €60,000 per quarter, so €20,000 per month. Not bad. I can have a little team, no? So okay, the concerning sales, the third, the third, the yeah, the three first quarters, I won't have any income, and I'm going to start having incomes in the fourth quarter, no? So from that moment, the quantity are going to increase, in a normal way. Okay. So concerning product, the second quarter, I'm going to launch an MVP, then I'm going to develop subscription model, then dashboard, and another version of the dashboard, and portal for universities, and a student portal. This is completely invented. A library feature, student loans, grants, referral, and the last thing I'm going to achieve is have a partner with Harvard, no? University. Okay, with that, if you see here the total of the money I'm going to, the total, the balance here is negative, but I have started with 30k euros in my account. So the first quarter, I'm going to finish with 25,000 euros, 20,000 euros, 12,500 euros, 4,000 euros. Here we can see a warning, and here I would enter in bankruptcy because I don't have money. So if I follow all this sequence, I would see here that in 3 years I could be in break even, no, with my cash flow. So if I do a little analysis in my cash flow here, maybe I should have a loan from a bank or other, and then in 3 years I will be winning money. Okay. So here it is very basic, very basic. So here from this little graph, you have to start developing your strategy. How are you going to do to have your first 1,000 euros, and how you are going to do to have your first, I know, 10,000 euros per month, no? For example, no? So from here, you can build your strategy. What are your clients? What are the channels you are going to invest more? With who you are going to partner for accomplish any goal, any milestone, and so on. And also, if you see the economics, you are going to see that here you should do something. So here I'm losing money. So I can ask for a loan to a bank that lend me money, or I could go in a seed round to have more money in order to accomplish my plan. So that's why in the third quarter I have not so much cash flow in my bank account. So in the third quarter, if the forecast is being accomplished, so I need to start conversation with banks, with venture capital, angel investors, and so on. No? So okay, I did my homework, and I got 250,000 euros in the first quarter. No, so it's perfect. So it is relaxing to have always money at the bank account. No, and here the problem, it is not the cash flow. Here it is not the cash flow the problem, because every time it is positive. So here, what the main KPI here is when my balance comparing cost and sales income, it is positive. So here in the fourth quarter of 2027, I'm on break even. So here I'm winning money, and I need to plan also starting from here. No? Okay, so very, very, very basic plan, but you have to plan. You have to plan for many things. If you want to have your company in the long term, it is very basic to have a little table planning some figures. You have to plan the basics, and then you go down with the strategy, up to down, always up to down in this case. Okay, so for me, very, very important planning. Then once you are plan everything, you can say, okay, here for making the first version of the MVP, I need a team, because I'm more related to business field, and I need a developer. No, so there you have to build your team. Okay, so let's go building your team. For me, there are some key considerations building a team when you are building a startup. Well, for sure, a strong team is essential, and you have to hire well to have a good team. No, that's very key, and sometimes it is not so evident because you don't have so much money for hiring a good talent, but always you can find the formula, no? Another formula. Okay, this is the key insights for me. For me, I think that hiring is cheaper than have partners at the team. So if you provide equity to others, you have to be very sure that you are being with the best person you can. No? So for me, hiring is cheaper to have to give equity to another co-founder. Also, if you have a co-founder or an employee that is better than you, let's do it for. Yeah, I mean that if you have someone that it is better, that he's better than you, let him do things, and if he has to be above you, don't don't be afraid of, no? For me also, have a leader, have only one leader. It is very, very important, no? You can be co-founding a team with 2 or 3 people, but one company has to have only one leader, only one voice toward the external, no? And be always with the best, no? Don't go alone, no? Don't go alone, because going alone, yeah, it's, for me, it is more difficult. What's the real life, no? The real life, when you plan everything, you have to have into account the main risks you can face, no? So runway risks, regulation risks. If your enterprise is based on a regulation, on a Europe regulation, GDPR, DORA, or whatever, you have to to have the track of the regulation always in time, and if the regulation can affect your business, you have to plan it also, no? To have a mitigation planning about it. Also to know turnover, no? That's very, very evident, no? And also stakeholders, members, churn of big clients, family situations. There are a lot of risks. For example, at Bracelit, one risk that we didn't have into account was the COVID. No, when the pandemic crisis came, everything was crushed, and it was in our best moment. We were growing a lot. We were having very big clients, but nobody was expecting the COVID, and unfortunately, the situation was really, really difficult, and we didn't have planned that, no? These are companies, and you are assuming risks. In all the journey of entrepreneur, or in every journey, you need to be a problem solver. There are a lot of problems that you should face in a moment. So be a problem solver, and not being worried about the problems is very important. Problems have we have to face the problems and not be worried about our problems, because if not, we are going to waste a lot of time and money, and it is not healthy for us, now, for our minds that should be always active in our North Star, in our focus of the company. And for me, it is key to be obsessed about your project. So fuel your passion, and do everything with passion, because with that you are going to achieve what you want, no? So, okay, we have planned, we have built a team, and we have had into account some risks, and we are the most passionate people here at the earth, no? And now we need to build the product. I'm not going to go deeper into the product part, but for me it is crucial to have a step-by-step phases on the product creation. For me, it is very important to discovery, to have a lot of the to harvest all the market insights. With that, also interviewing a lot of clients or potential clients. And then when you have all the market context and everything, you start to the idea, no, of the product, and then you build your roadmap. Then you prioritize about the features that can give you more income, mainly, no? Or there are different ways to prioritize, but the first stage is, for me, the prioritization should be always focused on the features that provide you incomes, and always for me, it is very, very important to go very, very fast, no, to quick launch. Don't wait to have a very beautiful product. If you are not ashamed about your product when your product is being launched to market, you have wasted time and money. So launch fast, and then you are going to fail fast also, and you are going to know deeper your clients, and you are going to build the correct product if you start to iterating fast, launching fast, and experimenting fast. For me, when you build a product, doesn't matter that you build a product from zero in a startup or in a corporation. For me, it is cheaper integrate instead of develop. It means that if I have a software the software does a thing, I'm not going to build this thing from zero. I'm going to integrate that module, that component in my software. And then if in a moment I'm generating a lot of turnover, I could think about developing it because I'm wasting a lot of money. But the first steps integrate everything. Now in the AI agents era, there are a lot of things to do, integrating a lot of agents, a lot of things that could add a lot of value to. So for me, integrate instead of develop, at least in the first stage, no? And again, launch fast, and iterate often. Okay, that we have so developed our product. We have a product into the market. We have already launched it, and the first thing we need to achieve is the product market fit. No, so we have the product market fit. We have. It's not necessarily. Even if you have some clients, it is difficult to have the product market fit, but you need to demonstrate some traction of the market. No, with that you can fundraise money, but not only from venture capital and investor angels, but also from banks. No, you need to demonstrate that you are having some clients, that you are developing a very high value product for having money on loans, on equity partners or whatever. No, and then you start to have different stages of the product, having a dynamic dynamic pricing strategy, a market expansion. That is a consequence of having a product and of having money. Okay. For me, the objective when you have a product, you have a team, you have everything, the basics. For me, it is the objective is to do something scalable. No, if you don't do anything scalable, the product won't worth as much as you would want. No, so how do you do an scalable product? The only way to do an scalable product is making good processes, following a methodology. And for me, all the companies I've been involved, I've been using a methodology, a framework agile. There are many, but I like a lot to do it with Scrum. No, here also the slide made by the AI are not so fine too. But yes, building processes make efficiency and consistency. And for me, the best agile framework is Scrum. I've implemented the Scrum not only on development but also on sales, and there are different ways to implement Scrum. Stricted Scrum, but also you can adapt the Scrum in order to have the maximum profitability of your team, no? So for me, to do a scalable product, you have to follow processes and methodology. And my recommendation here is Scrum because the results are, yeah. For me, it is a framework that is very transparent. Everybody, you are measuring everything, and it's easy for the team, from my point of view and from my experience. No? And I've talked to you about all these things for telling you that you have the ultimate goal is success on your terms. It means that you don't have necessarily build a startup, you don't have necessarily build an SME, you don't have necessarily work as an employee, but you have to success on your terms. What do you want? What do you want to achieve? And where do you want to be in 5 years? So if you are good with you are being successful. You have been a successful life. So what I wrote is like, the success, it's only on your mind, and for me the success is to have a high quality life. So that's all that I wanted you to yeah to include in this little conference, in this little talk. So now I open micro, and I'm open to answer to your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Javi. It has been really interesting. If you don't mind, I have some question that is a really typical question. They are students and entrepreneurs. They are wondering. First, that is something like is scary for them. We are always listening about, yeah, you need to quick launch your product or services. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. But then, when you are in the in the first phases of your startup or product or service, that is really scary.
Yeah, it is.
Why is so important? Like, fail fast. Like, I don't want to fail. If I fail, they are not going to trust on me.
You need to test. You need to test the market, and the only way to test the market is to have a product on the market. So
What do you like to test the market? Like, what I need to learn about this?
there are, depending on the product you are going to launch, there are a lot of KPIs that could be important for you. For example, if on Bracelit, the main KPI was how much money are spending people with a wristband, and how much money are spending people without the wristband. So that gave to us a sales argument in order to face future meetings with potential clients. So when we launched Bracelet, we launched it in a local server, very, very, like very handmade, no? But yes, we tested it, and a lot of bugs and everything. But then we fixed them, no, the bugs and so on. But we needed to test it, and if you have a deadline to launch an MVP, you are going to work also under pressure, and you are going to be faster, no? And if you have a lot of milestones and a lot of deadlines and so on, the pressure will be with you, and and you will go to be faster, no? And to test the market, and to speak with a lot of clients. If you don't launch the product, you cannot interview someone with real knowledge about you are going to launch. I mean that launching the product, even if it is not well prepared, for me it is very important.
Okay, thank you. My second question, because you have talked, like, it's very interesting about this problem solve mindset that the entrepreneur
Yeah.
is on, and you have talked about pandemic. So I imagine you can prepare yourself for some risk, but many business model can have their own pandemic. Even
No.
if the pandemic has been, how you manage it? Like, how can you be prepared to be problem solve person?
Yeah, entrepreneur have to deal every day with the uncertainty. So it is part of our lives. And yes, an event as the COVID-19, it is unexpected for us. So in that moment, you have to reinvent yourself and your team and your company. So in the moment where COVID-19 came, I was the CEO and talking with Antonio, that was the CFO. That moment was like needed a lot of financial, yeah, it was a financial moment in the startup, because we couldn't create more product, because we weren't going to have more clients, because there were no clients, there were no events, and so on. So in that moment, you have to reinvent, you have to think in yourself, to think in the company, and to think what is the best for your company. So in that moment, we decided me to move off, and Antonio to take the control of the company, because we need to raise money. Yeah, we need to contain the cash flow, and it was really difficult. But you have to face problems. You cannot avoid them.
Okay, thank you, and congratulations for
Mm.
go through this year, because I it was a really difficult year.
Yeah, they are actually our competitors. They closed,
Yeah.
and we survived. And we survived because our cost structure was low, and with the founders, we didn't earn money. We blocked our salaries, and all the team was fired. And yeah, we tried to think on the company more than on ourselves. No.
Okay. And I have a really, like, this is a question our entrepreneurs make us almost every week. I have this idea, I don't have money. How I find investors? Yeah, and in which point of my idea could I find an investor? Because sometimes they think, people think that I have really good ideas, or now I can have investors. So where are them? Because I will tell them, and then I will become the next, I don't know.
I think that investors want to to have a good plan, no, and to have a good project. And a good project has a good plan. So they have to plan everything to have these figures in a pitch, and to have everything planned. And they are going to say, okay, I'm going to use this money for this. But when an entrepreneur come and say, okay, I'm going to raise 100,000 euros, and I'm going to spend the 50,000 euros in marketing. So in that moment, an investor says, okay, next. This is not a good plan. Marketing is very open field, and you need to have an analytic cost management plan in order to say, okay, I'm going to hire a developer, paying him 2,000 euros per month. With the taxes in my country, I'm going to have 3,000 euros per month as cost, so I cannot spend more than 500 euro in deviation. And if you have everything very controlled, an investor could trust on you in a moment. But if you don't have that plan, you only have an idea, and the value of an idea is zero.
Okay, very interesting. And my last question, because you mention it sometimes, what do you want to have in 5 years?
It is a hard question, and I don't have an answer in this moment.
Okay, maybe next time.
I'm not building a company in this moment.
Okay, you think it's a good question when you are not building a company, just by yourself, like?
Yeah, this is an exercise. There is a conference that have a conference called take a photo from the future, and yes, you have. How do you see your photo in 5 years? No, you are going to have sons. You are going to have a wife or whatever. It could be personal or professional, but you would need to put some milestones. No, I need to learn English because if not, I can't achieve to this role, whatever. But you should establish different milestones. For me, it is a good exercise not only for professionals but also in the personal life.
Okay, so Javi, thank you very much for this alumni talk. I hope you have enjoyed in this telling us how you did, that it has been really interesting and inspiring. And so I hope you can enjoy next activities we organize, and then for the participants too, you will have this alumni tag at this Wandamos. So I hope you enjoyed, and
Perfect.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.
See you on LinkedIn.
See you.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.